Hello, darlings. You've all heard of Marilyn Monroe. Some of you know Bridget Bardot. Well, now it's time for the cognac show. I said cognac, ooh, ooh. I said cognac, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm your bubbly blonde, fabulously dressed.
darlings. I'm Cognac Wellerlane, and we are here at one of the oldest landmarks on Long Island, 400 years old, this historic site, the Milleridge Inn. And I am here with the owner, Mr. Owain Smith, and he's going to talk about this historical place and the history and why he decided to take ownership of the Milleridge Inn. Welcome to the show. Thanks for having me interview you. It's a thrill for me to be here to talk to you about this fabulous place.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. I look forward to telling you about a little bit of our history. This building was built in 1672 for Mr. Robert Williams, and we know that we have that date because that's on his wedding license. And he built this for his new bride. He had come down from Westchester, not Westchester, he'd come down from New England because Quakers were not welcome in New England, so he came down here. It became a restaurant in 1932 when the main maid moved here from Seacliff. And it was the main maid from 1932 to 1950. Mr. Clyde Miller bought it in 1950 and made it the Milleridge Inn, and we bought it from him in 1963.
Now, why did you buy this place? What fascinated you about the Milleridge Inn that you decided to take ownership here?
Well, my mother was in the restaurant business since she came to America in 1932, and she came from Newfoundland, and she had been in the restaurant business all her life, and we lived in Oyster Bay. She had the Lorraine Murphys in Manhasset and the Lorraine Murphys in
really? I used to go there all the time with my parents.
Her maiden name was Lorraine Murphy.
Interesting.
So we, it was logical to buy this, and we came on the market.
And you have really built it up to be the way that it is today.
Yes, we built the village, we built the cottage, the restaurant is very popular.
It certainly is here on Long Island. It's one of the highlights of the holiday season for people to come and to shop at the village and to have dinner at the restaurant. And I see that you have very special bread here.
Yes, we have our cinnamon bread that we've been serving since about 1965. We make it here. Of course, all our baked goods are made here at the Milleridge. And then we also have the popovers. We're very famous for popovers. We started popovers in the 30s in Brooklyn. And myself, when I was 13 years old, my mother said, "Now what do you want to do for the summer? You can look after your cousins." No guy wants to do that. Or you can make popovers. So I started making popovers when I was 13 years old, and I still help making popovers. Yeah.
So you still make the popovers. Is that like one of your favorite things here at the restaurant, the popovers?
I think so. It's certainly our customers' favorite thing. Yeah. I mean, if we were to stop making popovers, I think we'd have to call out the police.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about the village. Tell my audience about the different shops that they can shop here.
We started the village in about 1966. 1968, and we built all those shops, and we have them all listed here on the menu. But we have the toy store, the bread and jam shop, which is where all the bakery is done, the confectionery shop, or Murphy's Cafe we call it now, which is a luncheonette, the general store, the Cranberry Cottage, the Christmas shop, and Lorraine's. My mother's maiden name was Lorraine. We have Lorraine's, which is mostly Irish merchandise now.
I love the village. I come every year just to shop at the village.
We got to come more often than every year.
It's very. I know, but it's very hard, Owen. It's very hard because I'm a busy lady. I'm traveling all over the city. I go to many charity events. I go to the Hamptons International Film Festival. I'm in the Hamptons in the summertime. So my time.
Well, we need you more than once a year.
I'll come. I promise you, I will come. And that's another reason why I want to talk to you. This restaurant now, there were rumors that it was actually going to close down. But
no, there was no rumor that it was going to close down. Some media said it was going to happen. We sold.
You want to clarify that?
I'll clarify that. We sold the property to Kimco, which is the landlord next door. They bought the shopping center next door about 2 or 3 years ago, and they bought us 6 months ago. We had a license to continue operating it until December 31st. They have selected a new vendor. I'm not allowed to say on the air who it is.
I understand.
But they've selected a new vendor. I've spent the last 3 days with him going through all the. He wants to keep this menu the same, the people the same. It's going to be just the same as it's always been. I've always said to people, they won't believe me, that there's going to be no change. Yes, we did send out notices to the employees. That we had to do because their employer is going to change. They're not going to be laid off. They're going to be working for a different firm. They're not going to be working for me anymore. They're going to be working for this new vendor.
Well, they had it all over News 12 that the people were supposed to get laid off.
Don't believe
You hear?
Don't
I
believe everything you
don't.
say.
I have to hear from your mouth, then I'll believe it. But
Okay.
you know, we're going to celebrate another beautiful season here at the Milleridge Inn.
We have the Christmas lights up. I was trying to figure out last night how many Christmas lights we put up. My guess is about 450,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you have also Christmas carolers that come
Yes,
by.
the Christmas carolers will be here every evening from now until New Year's Eve. And they'll be here every evening. We'll have some carolers at lunchtime. Those will be high school glee clubs, but those we can't have them all the time. But every night there will be Christmas carols. And a new addition, we have a fellow who's coming to visit starting next Thursday.
Santa!
Santa's going to be here. He's going to be out in the village, and people can come and have their picture taken with Santa starting Thursday.
Fantastic. Now tell me a little bit about New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, I have to admit, we're not a New Year's Eve place.
You're really a Christmas place.
We're a Christmas place. We'll be serving dinner New Year's Eve. A lot of people will come by for dinner. But to give you some idea of how much of a party this is, I'm usually home by midnight.
With your wife.
With my wife, yes.
How charming. How charming.
Yeah.
Now, also, I understand that the inn is closed on Christmas Day. Has been
Christmas Day.
all along, right?
Christmas Day, we have always closed our restaurants on Christmas Day, almost as long as I can remember. I remember as a young kid, when my mother had restaurants in Brooklyn, they were open on Christmas Day. The first day we ever closed was VJ Day. And when the war was over, we closed to celebrate the fact that the war was over. So ever since then, we've closed on Christmas Day. But that's the only day we close.
Wow. Just one
You
day.
don't even remember what VJ Day it was.
No, I don't.
The end of the Second World War.
V-Day.
VJ, victory in Japan.
My father served in the war, in World War II. He served.
My father was in the Pacific, along with a lot of uncles and so on. So that was a
My
big.
father was in Europe. They put him in Europe.
That was a big event for us in our family.
A big event. And thank God we're here, you're here, and we're celebrating the holidays right here at the beautiful, historical Milleridge Inn. And we are going to toast. We're going to toast for another year at the Milleridge Inn.
Another year.
Salutes.
Salute.
Delicious.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for that wonderful interview. And we can't wait to get the food, right?
We're going to have the food here.
Yes. Give me a kiss, darling.
Okay.
Don't go away yet.
Okay.
We'll be back in a moment with more interview coming up. Keep watching Pink Champagne Kisses.
Making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleigh song tonight. Go! Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle, 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 jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in one horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in one horse open sleigh. Jingle, 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 stop. Jingle, 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 and jingle to a jingle, 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 go. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Think about it, Sean, that was great. Think about
This looks like an amazing feast. Tell my audience, the buffet, how long does that last? Is that from 12 to 6? Or
Well, the buffet on Sunday, we have brunch from 11 to 4, and then it becomes morphs into a dinner buffet. On Friday and Saturday, the buffet goes from 4 to when everybody goes home, 8, 9 o'clock.
Fabulous. Yes, tell my audience about the
We have
carolers.
Now, the carolers started in a place called the John Peel Room. That's before your time. But the
Oh, I know the John Peel Room.
John Peel Room was on Old Country Road, and the one caroler, she was the lead caroler there, and she's still here. And that was, I think she's been singing here for 40 years. And all our carolers, we only have carolers at night and all day Sunday, because all of them have other jobs. They're teachers, they're teaching music, and also they work as cantors in churches.
Fabulous. You are a fascinating man. This is a fascinating place.
Okay, we have 3 of our favorite dishes. Chicken Milleridge was in front of me here. It's like chicken cordon bleu. It's a double-breasted chicken with ham, sliced Virginia ham, and Swiss cheese. And it's then fried and then baked, so it's nice and gooey inside.
It sounds scrumptious.
Really great.
This is your #1 seller right
Those
here.
Prime ribs, we've been serving prime ribs since the 30s. And that's, people don't eat beef quite as much as they used to, but it's a specialty. And it's right off the rib. It's hand cut right off the rib.
And my favorite is the one on the ends.
Yeah. Salmon comes in fresh every day from the market, and we serve phenomenal quantities of it. I would guess we'll probably serve 200 pounds of it today.
200 pounds of salmon. That's how much the people on Long Island love salmon. Well, we are surrounded by water. And
We
we're
served 2,000 pounds of turkey last week.
turkey too.
Well, Thanksgiving.
Oh, Thanksgiving, of course.
Thanksgiving, we served 2,000 pounds of turkey.
That's a lot of turkey.
Yeah, and we had about 2,800 people.
Terrific.
Yeah.
I want you to tell my audience where we can go to find out more information. What is the website to the Milleridge Inn?
Milleridge.com.
Beautiful.
www.milleridge.com.
Let's toast.
Okay,
Let's toast.
let's toast. Here we
To a
go.
fabulous dinner.
Okay. Okay.
Mwah. And don't go away yet. We'll be back in a moment, darlings. More interviews coming up. Keep watching Pink Champagne Kisses.
Been a Crybaby Productions, darlings.